Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Aimee here. So today we're going to be talking about June's new releases. Yes, we're at that time again. The year is just flying by. June is Pride Month as well, so of course I have some male romances mixed in with mystery thrillers, as those are my two favorite genres. And as always, these are just books I've come across and jotted down for myself to share with y'all that have just caught my eye. So I know I'm probably missing a whole bunch out there, so let me know in the comments, as always, what you're looking forward to for the month of June. So we'll start off at the beginning of the month. So right away on June 1st, we get a Pride anthology. I'm really excited about this one. I've already purchased it on Amazon. I believe it's only available through like Kindle Unlimited, and it's $2.99. The title is Worthy. It's a beautiful cover. It says, a Pride anthology is a collection of original, brand new short stories brought to you by 12 incredible authors. Each story touches on the common theme of LGBTQ plus acceptance. The authors that are participating are Mary Ann Ashley James, Andy Jackson, Nyla Kay, Riley Nash, Nicole Dykes, Harley Beck, Cora Rose, Jesse Walker, T. Ashley, Isabel Lacaro, sorry, probably saying that wrong, and Hayden Hall. Some of these I have read before, some I have not. And it also states that half of the proceeds from this anthology will be donated to the Trevor Project, an LGBTQ plus mental health organization. So a great way to get some fun new stories from some of our favorite male romance authors, as well as supporting the LGBTQ plus community. Also releasing on June 1st, we have a new book by Marley Valentine. This is What We Broke. This looks like it's going to be a very emotional read, so she does give a little content warning, but it does say to refer to her website. It says, please check out marleyvbooks.com for content warnings related to this book. So this one says, if someone asked me to describe our love story, I would only need to use two words: before and after. When I met Leonardo Ricci, he was determined I would only be a fling, while I was certain he was my forever. 7 years later, we're the perfect couple, happy, married, and in love. In sickness and in health, till death do us part. At least until the unthinkable happens. So I won't read any more. I'm not sure what that unthinkable happens is, but like I said, it looks like it's going to be a very emotional read from Marley Valentine on June 1st. On June 2nd, we have the fourth book in the Big Bull Mechanics series by K.M. Newhold. This is Rear-Ended. I really need to get back into this series. I've only read the first book and I absolutely loved it. This kind of connects to the Four Bears Construction series by K.M. Newhold, which I absolutely love. If you've been following me, you know I love that series. Highly recommend it. It's just fun and funny and just a good time all around. And then Big Bull Mechanics is sort of spinning off of that, and it's so far, like, I've only read the first book, but I really enjoyed it. It has sort of the same type of humor, just a fun time and a fun read, and you fall in love with these guys. So these are middle-aged men thinking they're not gonna find love, and they do, and it's so sweet, it's funny, and it's just very heartwarming. And it's just, if you're looking for a good time that's not a lot of angst or drama, I highly recommend the Four Bears Construction as well as the Big Bull Mechanics series. So this one looks like it's going to be between Henry and Augie. Like I said, I've only read the first book, but we are introduced to some of the men. I'm guessing probably most of the men in the book, in the first book that is. This one says Rear-Ended is book 4 in the Big Bull Mechanics series, but can be read as a standalone. All of these books by K.M. Newhold can be read as a standalone, but you really, like, to really enjoy it and just have a good time, you really need to read all of them. Plus, you're not gonna not want to read all of them because they're just that good. It says it's full of mechanic puns, hilarious and swoony banter, tons of heat, and two men falling in love in spite of their best efforts to keep things casual. On June 6th, we have another Male Male romance coming out. This is We Could Be So Good, and this is by Cat Sebastian. Usually Cat Sebastian writes more historical male male romances. I've only read a few of her books, but I have enjoyed them. But this one's dated in the 1950s, which I guess is considered historical now. I don't know, that seems so weird to me because, you know, that's not that long ago. This one says Colleen Hoover meets the 7 husbands of Evelyn Hugo in this mid-century rom-dram about a scrappy reporter and a newspaper mogul's son. Perfect for Newsies shippers. It says Nick Russo has worked his way from a rough Brooklyn neighborhood to a reporting job at one of the city's biggest newspapers. But the late 1950s are a hostile time for gay men, and Nick knows that he can't let anyone into his life. He just never counted on meeting someone as impossible to say no to as Andy. Andy Flemings is a newspaper tycoon's father. No, Andy Fleming's newspaper tycoon father wants him to take over the family business. Andy, though, has no intention on running the paper. He's barely able to run his life. So this one sounds really fun. I think I'd be more interested in this one than I have. Like, the other ones were fun to read. Like I said, they took place in more of like the earlier 1900s. But 1950s seems like just a funner vibe to me. I don't know. But anyway, June 6th. Also on June 6th, we get what I think is a graphic novel. And I didn't read really into this little book at all. I just saw the cover and saw that it was a graphic novel. And I was like, I want to try this. I want to look into this. So this is North Ranger, and this is by Ray Terciero. I'm probably saying that wrong. And the illustration by in the book is by Brie Indigo. It just looks like a cute little fun little read. It says, in this swoony and spooky teen summer romance graphic novel set on a Texas ranch, 16-year-old Cade finds himself falling for the ranch owner's mysterious and handsome son, only to discover that he may be harboring a dangerous secret. Cade has always loved to escape into the world of a good horror movie. After all, horror movies are scary, but to Cade, a closeted queer Latino teen growing up in rural Texas, real life can be even scarier. When Cade is sent to spend the summer working as a ranch hand to help earn extra money for his family, he is horrified. Cade hates everything about the ranch, from the early mornings to the mountains of horse poop he has to clean up. The only silver lining is the company of the 2 teens who live there, and particularly the ruggedly handsome Henry. I don't know, it sounds really cute. I'm looking forward to it. I'm kind of excited. I love cute little graphic novels. On June 8th, we have Atlas. This is by Eden Finley. This is actually the 3rd book in a series. The series is the Mike Bravo Ops. The book just caught my attention because it just sounds really good. And I didn't realize it was a series until I started looking further into it. But you don't have to, it does say it can be read as a standalone. You don't really have to go back to the first book, but Eden Finley is a great male romance writer. I haven't read any of their books in a while, so that's why when I saw this, I was like, ooh, I'm gonna write this down, and didn't realize that it was a series. But like I said, it can be read as a standalone, but if you want to go back, by all means, start from the beginning. So it says that Atlas, it looks like he is an undercover agent, and he's going to be undercover at a strip club, and then I think he falls for like one of the dancers, but I think one of the dancers is someone that he's undercover for, like he has to like watch them, and then of course he falls in love with them. It just sounds really fun, really cute. It doesn't have like a sum up of the synopsis, but it is kind of long, so I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it looks like the other guy's name is Lemon. So he's one of the dancers, and it looks like Atlas is going to be a bartender over there, because Lemon says, I'm sick of the new bartender throwing dirty looks my way. He's as judgmental as he is hot. And let's just say he's really judgmental. I don't know why he's working here if he looks down on us as dancers so much. So I'm guessing Atlas is probably the bartender, and Lemon is the stripper. It just sounds really fun. June 8th. Moving on to mystery thrillers, we get a new book by Robin Harding. This is The Drowning Woman. I haven't read too many books by Robin Harding. The ones that I have read were kind of mediocre, but one, I love this cover. I don't know, it's giving me summer spooky vibes maybe. It says it's a deliciously twisted story of friendship, retribution, and betrayal about a homeless woman fleeing a dangerous past and the wealthy society wife she saves from drowning, who pulls her into a dark web of secrets and lies. So we basically have a homeless woman who saves a rich woman from drowning, and I guess this woman sort of brings her into her life. Yeah, it looks like there could be some spoilers here in the synopsis, so I won't read any of that, but June 13th. Another mystery thriller coming out on June 13th. This cover, y'all. She started it by I'm not sure how to say this name, Sayan Gilbert, maybe? I've never read anything by this author, so I'm excited. But this cover is giving me great summer spooky vibes. It says for fans of Lucy Foley and Leanne Moriarty. She Started It is a hot, twisty summer debut thriller about a group of young women whose Caribbean bachelorette party takes a sinister turn. Like, yes. It's Lord of the Flies meets And Then There Were None. I've actually never read And Then There Were None. Don't come at me. Let me know in the comments, should I read it? It's a classic. But with Instagram and too much Prosecco, the party of a lifetime is nothing like what they expected. Annabelle, Esther, Tanya, and Chloe are all best friends, or were, as children. Despite drifting apart in adulthood, shared secrets have kept them bonded for better or worse, even as their childhood dreams haven't quite turned out as they'd hoped. Then one day they receive a wholly unexpected, but not entirely unwelcome, invitation from another old friend. Poppy Greer has invited them all to her extravagant bachelorette party. A first-class plane ticket to the 3 days of white sand cocktails and relaxation on a luxe private island in the Bahamas. I mean, what more could you want? And of course, on the remote island, there is no cell service. Of course, it says it's endlessly twisty, sharply observant, and deliciously catty. She Started It is sure to shock readers until the very end. I'm excited. On June 20th, we have two very exciting new releases, mystery thrillers. We have 0 Days by Ruth Ware. Ruth Ware is one of my favorite mystery thriller authors. I haven't loved everything she has written, but I just love her writing. So I'm excited for 0 Days. It says an adrenaline-fueled thriller that combines Mr. and Mrs. Smith with The Fugitive, about a woman in a race against time to clear her name and find her husband's murderer. It's a very small synopsis, but I'm not going to read it. But in the end, it says Jack, who I'm guessing Jack is our protagonist we're going to be following, says Jack must decide who she can trust as she circles closer to the real killer in this unputdownable and heart-pounding mystery. June 20th. And also, of course, on June 20th, this has been probably one of my most anticipating reads I'm looking forward to. This is The Only One Left by Riley Sager. Wow, as I'm sitting here reading the synopsis trying to decide what I can tell y'all, wow. Let's just say, okay, so we have Lenora Hope. The Hope family murders have shocked the Maine coast one bloody night in 1929. So we jump to 1983, and we have a home health aide, Kit McDear, arrives at the decaying Hope's Inn to care for Lenora after her previous nurse fled in the middle of the night. In her 70s and confined to a wheelchair, Lenora was rendered mute by a series of strokes and can only communicate with Kit by tapping out sentences on her old typewriter. One night, Lenora uses it to make a tantalizing offer. I want to tell you everything. Oh my god. Okay, that's all I'm reading. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited for this one. June 20th. But go check out the full synopsis if you want to get the full effect. I don't know. Hopefully there's nothing giving anything away in the synopsis, but it's intense. I'm so excited. And lastly, on June 27th, this is The Camp, and this is by Nancy Bush. I've never read anything by this author, but I love this cover, and it just sounded really interesting. It's a very long synopsis, but it says, perfect for readers of Riley Sager and Grady Hendrix. That's a good little mix right there. A chilling new read where a diabolical modern twist on Friday the 13th meets Yellow Jackets at a summer sleepaway camp isolated in the woods of Oregon. Wow. There are always stories told around the fire at summer camp, tall tales about gruesome murders and unhinged killers, concocted to scare new arrivals and lend an extra jolt of excitement to those hormone-charged nights. At Camp Luft Shuck, or Shock, nicknamed Camp Love Shack, there are stories about a creeping fog that brings death with it. But here, they're not just campfire tales. Here, the stories are real. And then it says 20 years ago, a girl's body was found on a ledge above the lake, arms crossed over her heart. Some said it was part of a suicide pact connected to the nearby Haven commune. Brooke, Rona, and Wendy were among the teenagers at camp that summer looking for fun and sun, sex, and adventure. They've never breathed a word about what really happened or about the night their friendship shattered. Now the camp, renamed Camp Fog Lake, has reopened for a new generation, and many of those who were there on that long ago night are returning for an alumni weekend. But something is stirring at the lake again. As the fog rolls in, evil comes with it. So that's it, y'all. That's all I got for the month of June. I'm super excited. It's going to be Pride Month. We have some great new male romances releasing. And like I said in the beginning, these are all just books that I ran across, jotted down because they sounded interested to me. But let me know in the comments what I'm missing out on or what you're looking forward to that's coming out for the month of June. As always, thank y'all so much for watching. Hope y'all all doing great out there, enjoying the summertime that's approaching. I know it's getting hot over here. But anyway, hugs from me all around, y'all, and I will see y'all very soon in another video. Bye, y'all.